French fries are one of the most iconic comfort foods in the world, and especially in America. Found everywhere from fast food chains to high-end restaurants, they're the automatic sidekick to burgers, sandwiches, and even breakfast plates. They're salty, golden, crispy, and deceptively addictive. But behind that irresistible crunch and the familiar smell of deep frying lies a deeply unhealthy product that contributes to some of the worst modern health outcomes we face today. French fries are not just a guilty pleasure. They are a dietary disaster dressed up in nostalgia and convenience. At their core, French fries are a simple starch, potatoes sliced, fried, salted, and served hot. But the process transforms a relatively harmless vegetable into a calorie-dense, fat-saturated, inflammation-triggering product. A medium serving of fries can easily exceed 400 calories. Supersize that portion and you're looking at 600, 800, sometimes over 1,000 calories, often without realizing it. This is one of the sneakiest aspects of fries. The portion sizes are rarely reasonable, and people almost always eat more than they think, because fries are engineered to be addictive. But the real problem isn't just the calories. It's the kind of fat that's used. French fries are typically cooked in industrial oils, often partially hydrogenated oils that contain trans fats. While many fast food chains have reduced or banned trans fats due to regulation and public pressure, trace amounts often still remain in processed fry products, especially when reused oils are involved. Trans fats are uniquely harmful, raising bad cholesterol, LDL, lowering good cholesterol, HDL, and dramatically increasing the risk of heart disease and stroke. They're so toxic to human health that many countries have moved to ban them entirely, yet millions still consume them unknowingly in foods like fries. Then there's the issue of frying oil degradation. In restaurants and fast food joints, oil is used over and over, degrading into oxidized compounds and harmful byproducts. These compounds have been linked to increased inflammation, oxidative stress, and even certain types of cancer. So when you bite into a fry, you're not just getting fat, you're getting industrial chemicals, repeatedly heated and broken down into toxic elements. This is not food that supports health. It's food that breaks the body down from the inside out. Portion control is another illusion. Nobody eats just a few fries. They're usually eaten mindlessly, while driving, watching TV, scrolling through a phone. One bite leads to another, thanks to their perfect combination of salt, fat, and crunch. This triggers dopamine in the brain, the same chemical response involved in addiction. In fact, studies have shown that French fries score higher than nearly any other food in terms of reward response in the brain, comparable to drugs in their ability to hijack our appetite and self-control. Let's also talk about acrylamide. When starchy foods like potatoes are cooked at high temperatures, especially deep fried, they produce a chemical called acrylamide, which has been classified as a potential human carcinogen. The golden brown crispiness that makes fries so appealing is exactly the condition under which acrylamide forms. That means every perfectly browned, crunchy fry comes with a side of chemical exposure linked to long-term cancer risk. It's not a hypothetical danger. It's real, and it's largely ignored by both consumers and manufacturers. And who are the primary consumers of these crispy sticks of salt and fat? Children. Teens. Low-income families who rely on cheap fast food to fill the gap in a broken food system. The ubiquity of fries, bundled into meals, pushed as an upgrade, or handed out as snacks, has normalized their presence in daily life. But normal doesn't mean safe. The long-term consequences of a fry-heavy diet are anything but normal. Skyrocketing rates of childhood obesity, early-onset diabetes, fatty liver disease, and cardiovascular issues before adulthood. This is a public health crisis, one salty bite at a time. Moreover, the potato itself, often seen as a vegetable, is anything but nutritious in this form. The fiber and vitamins naturally found in potatoes are stripped away during peeling and deep frying. What's left is a spike in blood sugar and a surge of insulin. Over time, these blood sugar spikes contribute to insulin resistance and can push people toward prediabetes and full-blown type 2 diabetes. Add in the salt, often an excessive dose per serving, and you've got a recipe for hypertension, fluid retention, and stress on the heart and kidneys. The illusion that French fries are a harmless side dish needs to be shattered. They are a health hazard, plain and simple. Crispy, golden, and deadly in large doses. A vehicle for unhealthy fats, blood sugar spikes, addictive eating behaviors, and long-term disease. And unlike other indulgent foods that are eaten occasionally, fries are everywhere. Always available, always cheap, always paired with something else. That makes them especially dangerous. Not because one serving will kill you, but because a lifetime of habitual consumption absolutely will. In a world struggling with diet-related diseases, it's time to rethink the automatic inclusion of fries in our meals. They're not just a snack. They're not just a side. They are a slow-burning health time bomb. One that looks harmless but carries real, measurable consequences. So next time the server asks, "Would you like fries with that?" Remember, you're not just making a food choice. You're making a long-term health decision. Choose wisely.